The idea that you can't think somebody has a low IQ, a provably low IQ. Maxine Waters is not a smart person. You can't say that because she's black.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back to YT News. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at some of the Candance Owen's opinions. But first, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and much more. Now let's get on with the video. Number 1. We start things off with Candance Owen speaking to Ben Shapiro. And they were having a conversation about the interview that Joe Biden had with Cardi and how absurd it was. She believes that Cardi B is illiterate and that there are so many actual intelligent people that Joe Biden could have gone out and interviewed and asked some difficult questions.
Completely agree with your assessment about Cardi B. It is one of the biggest insults. If black Americans are not insulted by the fact that Joe Biden, who has been hiding in his basement, for the entire year, made an appearance and came out because he was going to do an interview with Cardi B. Do we have nothing better to offer? I mean, this would be akin to Donald Trump saying, I'm going to give no interviews, but he came up and he decided to give an interview to Justin Bieber. Right? I mean, Justin Bieber, I am sorry. I know you're a Christian man. I don't even want to put you in the same boat as Cardi B. But it would be absurd, right? White America would go, what is this? Why are you being interviewed by Justin Bieber? And it's because you're pandering, right? You're pandering.
She believes that Joe Biden hiding for so long and then coming out again to interview Cardi B was an insult, and that black people should be embarrassed about that interview because they were not represented well. She says that Joe Biden did it just to pander. Number 2. Now we have Candance Owens, who is speaking about Donald Trump and explains how he has done a lot of good for black people as opposed to the Democrats. She points to the fact that at that time the unemployment rate for black people was really low, and that is because Trump did some good work in regards to the country's economy.
That Trump actually represents a very real opportunity for the black community to wake up. And it starts with the death of political correctness. I don't really care about Trump's tweets. I care about the results. And the results are in. Okay, black unemployment is at a historic low right now. And that's because of the work of Trump focusing on our economy and not so much about our feelings, which has been traditionally what the Democrats have hijacked, our emotions.
She also said that she does not care about Trump's tweets, but rather she cares about his results and that the low employment rate is one of the results that she is really happy with. She also believes that the Democrats have been getting to people emotionally, but not with any tangible results. And that's why she is against them and encourages other black people to make that change. Number 3. Next we have Candance, who had some stern words for black people. She said that a lot of them have a victim mentality and they love it. She says that they like saying that they are oppressed, and they use what happened to their ancestors as a reason to say that they are oppressed, and she completely disagrees with people that do this. She called them out and told them off.
There's an ideological civil war happening. Black people that are focused on their past and shouting about slavery, and black people that are focused on their futures. Victim mentality is not cool. I don't know why people like being oppressed. It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I love oppression. We're oppressed. 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, which, by the way, none of you guys lived through. Your grandparents did, and it's embarrassing that you utilize their history. You utilize their history, and you come in here with more emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. More emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. It's embarrassing. You're not living through anything right now. You're overly privileged.
Candance says that these people did not even live through these events, and yet they say that they are oppressed. She says that it is really embarrassing that people do that, and she believes that they like being oppressed. Owen says that they're even more emotional about it than the people that actually experienced it. She says that they should not even be complaining because they are now privileged and not living through that. Number 4. Now we have Candance Owens on Fox News, where she speaks about the victim mentality, and she explains that there is no value in having, and that there is no value in being oppressed, and that people need to move forward. And she explains that this is the message she's trying to send to people.
There is no value in being a victim. There is no value in being oppressed. There is only value in looking forward toward the future. And that is what I preach and what I practice every single day and what I'm trying to wake up the black community to understand. For too long, we have been used by pawns, and Black Lives Matter is an example of that. They are pawns to the Democratic Party that go out and ruin their lives for something that they don't even understand, and which is fundamentally.
She also explains that sometimes black people are being used as pawns, and that is affecting their thinking and making black people think of the past instead of the future, and that is the reason why they have the victim mentality. Number 5. Candance Owen was doing an interview where she explains how she gets racially insulted by people on social media just because she is a conservative black thinker. She then called out people for complaining when someone critiques Maxine Walters for having a low IQ.
Conservative black thinker. The idea that you can't think somebody has a low IQ, a provably low IQ. Maxine Waters is not a smart person. You can't say that because she's black.
She believes that people say that they cannot say that just because she is black. That sort of goes along with what she said earlier when she spoke about the victim mentality some black people seem to have. Number 6. We end things off with Candance Owen, who called out a woman for making literally everything about race. The woman that was interviewing her asked a question, but within the question, it was based around race. Candance then called her out for it and really schooled her.
The emphasis that you place is always on having a discussion about race, okay? You guys are insistent on having a conversation about race and telling us that we should see, and implying that we should see race everywhere, and I don't agree with that. If you don't look at me according to the color of my skin, you would simply ask me how I thought that Trump was doing as a president. But instead, you try to drum up a conversation that's surrounded by race.
Owens explained to the woman that she did not have to make everything about race, and that question could have simply been asked without involving any race into it. She says that people always tell them that they should see race. She says people should just see her and everyone else is just a person instead of the color of their skin. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and much more. Click the notification bell too so that you don't miss any videos we upload. That's it for now. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.